Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. So a lot of my team have been asking me for some home party training after my very successful party last week. So I thought I would do a presentation on it and start from start to finish on how to make the best out of home parties. So I've done a little screen share for you here. I'm just going to go over to our presentation to make it easier. So yes, home party training, and this is for our Elite Beauties, but open to other teams as well. So feel free to use it and pass on to your teams who are interested in doing home parties. I've been in party plan for about 6 years now, so I know some little tricks and bits of the trade, so hopefully you'll find something useful out of this. So let's get started. So firstly, with the home parties, obviously you're going to need bookings. But instead of putting it all in this presentation, I have done 135 ways to find more bookings. It's not just about bookings, it's other ways to find customers and recruits as well. But I've just put it as bookings on here. So if you go to partytraining.theelitebeauties.com, you will find the 135 ways, and there's some other info on there as well. Okay, so once you have your parties, so you've got that diary started to fill up. I always aim to have at least 4 booked in for the month. So now what? So before we go to this party, we really need to concentrate on hostess coaching. And everybody's asked me for trainers, asked me for hostess coaching. And I just want to say that hostess coaching, it's the most important part of the party. I mean, if you don't coach your hostess, you're going to turn up on the night and you would have never spoke to her really, other than an odd message just to book the party. There's no organisation or anything. So why is hostess coaching so important? So as I say, it's the most important part of the entire party. You really need to know, you get to know your hostess. She will be becoming your customer, possible recruit, and probably even a friend. I will tell you, in the 6 years I have been doing it, I've made quite a few friends from doing my parties in the past, and a lot of them I still speak to quite regularly, so keep in contact with them and get that relationship going. If you get that relationship, she will start to trust you, and you'll start getting a bond before the party, and our guests will pick up on that from the party as well. So from the very start, as soon as she's booked that party with you, and guys, you also need to do this with online parties as well. A little bit different, but online parties you also need to hostess coach you as well, because some people have never held a party, whether at home or online, and they really don't know what they should be doing as a hostess. I mean, obviously they'll be inviting their friends around, have a few drinks or whatever they will be doing. But other than that, they don't really know unless they're regular party people that have parties regularly. So from the start, you really need to know why she's hosting the party. So why has she booked this party with you? Is it for a particular product that she wants to get for free? I mean, obviously this is Younique, so a lot of the time it would be to get the mascara for free, or obviously discounted. So, or is it for her to have a feel with the products before she buys? Some people like to try before they buy. Or is it just for a catch up with her friends, as she doesn't really get together with her friends lots, so it's nice to have your friends round? Or sometimes it's even to see what it would be like to be a presenter and to be doing what you're doing. So if you know this from the very, very beginning, you'll have a better knowledge of how to run a party and what key things to focus on. So if it is about the products that she wants, you'll be focusing a lot on that product and letting her know what she needs to get that product free, what party sale she needs to be able to get it free or half price. Or if it's about the opportunity, obviously you can talk to her about the opportunity more and talk her through the process of what you're doing on each step of doing her party, the run up to her party, and so on. So really find out why she's booking the party. Some people just don't know, but usually it's for the free product. So as soon as you know that, you know how to mould the hostess coaching around it, if you will. So, as I say, I've worked in party plan for 6 years, and the best way I can teach you to hostess coach is the formula, and it's called 3-2-1-1. And I have lived and sworn by this since starting right the way back at the beginning. We had it drummed into our brains, and this is what's always stuck with me. So 3-2-1-1. which I'll go over more in a moment through the presentation. The most important thing is always remember to keep her excitement going throughout the whole process. So you're going to be speaking to her the few weeks before her party. You've got to keep her excited about the party, otherwise you're going to lose her. Be excited with her. Let her know that you're really excited about her party. Even if you're nervous, don't be scared to tell her you're a little bit nervous, but don't really make it show so that you're so nervous that you can't get excited. Get excited with her and she will get excited with you. And if you ever talk to her on the phone, which you will be, which I'll go over in a minute, but whenever you speak to her on the phone, always smile. And this might sound a little bit silly, but honestly, it really, really works. If you're on the phone to anybody, and you might feel that you look silly, but they can't see you. So always have a smile on your face, and they will hear it in your voice. I learned this in sales training when I worked in a computer shop. And when I had to ring people up about reordering or whatever, we always had to smile on the phone because they feel that smile and they feel it coming through from you. So always smile, keep excited, keep her excited, and honestly, this will go your way. So moving on, how to hostess coach. This is quite a biggie and you need to get down and really, really train on. So if home parties is what you want to start venturing into, hostess coaching, as I say, is the most important thing. So there's 3 different ways you can coach your hostess. So I'm going to start off with the most effective to the least effective. And this is going to be different for everyone. It's completely entirely on you, how you run your business, and also your hostess as well. So the first one would be face-to-face. This is the most effective way of doing it. Arrange to have a coffee with her, take a few products, samples, and a catalogue with you, and just sit and have a relaxed chat, coffee, go over what the party. She can look through the catalogue, see what she wants, and get her to write out a wish list. So then you know what she wants before you get to that party and how much she would need to get in hostess rewards. Okay? And it's also a great way of building that relationship up with her as well. So next is over the phone. And I know people think, oh, over the phone, and people just panic when they've got to pick that phone up. But once you do it, honestly, it's fine. She's not going to be rude to you on the phone. She has booked the party with you. So don't be scared to phone her. So book in a 10-minute time slot with her just to go through everything, to say you want to discuss the party, then take her wish list, the same as what you would do face-to-face, but just take it over the phone from her. Again, don't forget to smile on the phone. Always keep excited and happy to be speaking with her. And the third one, and this is the least effective, but again, it does depend on how you've had the relationship with her before, how she likes to be spoken to as well. Some people do like messages all the time. So it could be great for people that are on, if it's through Facebook, on Facebook all the time. But if you think messages, if people text me, I usually reply 3 days later. I miss my text messages all the time. They can be missed, and it's so much easier for them to ignore. Or they'll think, I'll reply to that later and forget. And it's easier for them to cancel. People don't like to call you up to cancel. They don't like ringing up and saying, well, actually, making up an excuse. But it's so easy for them just to send a text and say, I'm so sorry, I'm going to have to cancel. It's really, really easy. So if you think of anything you've had, whether it's a birthday invite or anything, it's usually by text that people will cancel. It's very rare, unless it's someone quite close to you, that will call you and let you know they're cancelling. Make sense? Okay, so the most popular one is over the phone. So don't be scared if you're not quite ready to go face-to-face yet. But remember, you will be meeting her face-to-face at the party anyway. So, just bear that in mind. So this is the formula. So this is the 3-2-1-1 formula. And this is what I've used from the very beginning, and it's super, super important. So 3 is 3 weeks before the party. So 3 weeks before the party, you need to give them a call or meet up face-to-face, as I say, and give them their party pack. So I'll show you more on that in a moment. You need to discuss the hostess rewards and the hostess gifts and how they work, so how much they need to get what, and really go into detail with her, but don't confuse her. Just sort of keep it as basic as possible, but with as much detail as possible. Also, ask her if she'd prefer to have a makeover done, and don't worry if you're not a makeup artist. There's a couple of ways of doing this. You can either give her the makeup over if you're comfortable in doing so, Or you could get her to do it on herself, but sort of get online of how to do it on herself. You can get info sheets on eye shapes, on face shapes, on contouring. There's all sorts of stuff you can sort of get and have a play with. So you can either do it on her or get her to do it on herself as you're talking her through it. That way she's learning herself as well. You know what it's like when you go to the hairdresser and say, do your hair, it's amazing, you get home, don't know how to do it. Sometimes it does work out best when they do it themselves. Another way which I found has worked best for me personally, party I did last week, I got lots of the little sample jars off of eBay for a few pounds, not expensive, and I put anything that they can sample into these little jars, pods and things that they can use, so the lip gloss throwaways and the face scrapers and things like that. So everything that they can test, I would put it before them, and then after I'd done my introduction, I literally said, right, let's go play makeup. And at first they all looked at me as if I was a little bit crazy, and I sort of said, come on then girls, don't tell me you don't like putting makeup on. Most girls like putting their own makeup on. Got them up, and literally they was all playing and putting different things on, and I was there. I stood in the background. I didn't get in their way or in their faces. I just sort of stood next to them, and anything I heard them question or remark on or was a bit iffy about, I would sort of jump in and say, okay, this is what you could do with that. One lady said, I've never known how to do my eyeshadow, so I got our eyeshadow and I gave her a really simple look which made it really, really easy, and she said, I've never thought about doing it that easily before, and she actually bought a lot of eyeshadow from me that night. So sometimes it's teaching them something they've never known, and I did like that they just got up and you found some people went straight for the foundation, a lot of them went straight for the lip stains. The only thing I don't let them test obviously is the mascara because of hygiene issues. But what I've been doing as an offer this month is anyone that did book got a free mascara from me. So that depends on if you can afford it, if you've got the wide cash, half price. You know, it all depends on your budget. So I gave the hostess a mascara when we got there. She couldn't wait to try it again. So she went upstairs and I said to her, do one eye. And I always go to the party with one eye done anyway. And then I'll do the other one whilst I'm there to show them. But I said to her, do one eye. And some of them was like, oh, I don't really know. I'm not, the fibres, you know, they wasn't sure on the product. But as soon as she come down those stairs and they was like, wow. And I tell you now, every single person at that party bought a mascara. So at first I was like, have I done the right thing and given a free mascara? At the end of the party, I was like, yes, seen it on their friend. They've seen it works. And every single one of them bought it. So they all went and they found their favourite products, they'd tried, they'd tested, and that's just the best way I found. But then other people love the makeovers, so always find out from your hostess in that 3 weeks before the party, the first meeting, phone call, if they would like the makeover done themselves, or maybe their friend would like a makeover, or if they want teaching to do something, or if they just want to be able to all play makeup. So on to the next. So 2 weeks before your party. So this would be your second phone call. You don't need to do the face-to-face again if you don't want to. You can. It depends on your relationship with hostess. So just give her a quick phone call 2 weeks before. See how she's getting on, inviting people. I also set up an event on Facebook and invite her so she can invite her friends so you can do updates a couple of weeks before. Not too many, just a few offers here and there or some collections or just sort of giving a little bit of information. So just see how she's getting on. Take her guest list. So in your party pack, you can send them a guest list, and you can take that from her and send personal invitations or messages to the guests if you like. A lot of people are on Facebook now, so if you've got the names, you can go through her friends list and find them. Just give them a little message. I'm so excited to be meeting you at blah blah blah's party. Really excited. Can't wait to meet you. Is there anything you'd like me to bring from my kit that you can try? And it gets that relationship going with the guests as well. Okay? So 1 week before the party, and don't worry, you're going to think, oh, Christ, this is a lot of contacts. It's like stalking her now. But remember what I said, you're going to be keeping her excited through these contacts. So she's going to be excited to hear from you from now. Check to see how many guests she's got coming, because people do cancel, it happens. But just sort of say, how many guests you've got coming so I know how many samples to bring. And it's, as I say, it's a way of keeping her excitement up. You can also see if she's managed to get any outside orders, so people that can't come to the party, which is a good thing on their Facebook events page, because people say, sorry, I can't come. I would usually message them and say, sorry, you can't attend, but here's a copy of our online catalogue. If you'd like to have a look, you can still order through so-and-so's party and it will still count towards our hostess rewards. So it's another way of her getting outside orders. Some people do extra offers on outside orders. So if she got so many outside orders, so £100 outside orders, she could get 10% off of a product. Or it's another way of sort of giving the hostess something else to do and make sure you always give her something for doing something like that. If she says to you, yes, I've got £100 outside orders, yes, I've got £200 outside orders before you even get to the party, guess what? What would be thinking then? If it hasn't just clicked, what I would be thinking right then is, this is my next team member. This is a perfect recruit. She's managed to get £100, £200 outside orders straight away before the party's even happened. She would be ace at this job. And you would tell her that, well, not job, but this business, sorry, you would tell her that after her party to make her feel really good. And she would be amazing because look what she's done already. Haven't done that, that's absolutely fine, but make sure you just give them that little bit of a reminder that any orders that come from people that aren't attending also go towards our hostess rewards as well. Women love freebies. They need to know how many freebies they're getting. If they get more, the better. Okay, so we've done the 3, 2, 1. So this is one day before the party, and this is just giving another call, just checking in. I never ever want you to ask, is it still okay? Is the party still going ahead? Are you still okay for tomorrow? It's so easy for her to say, well, no, actually, something's come up, because you're saying, are you? Is it? You're asking a question. Don't ask a question. Just give her a ring, say, really excited about tomorrow, can't wait to meet your friends, can't wait to show you these products, I've got this to show you, that to show you, blah, 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 we've got this offer, we've got these new products. Ask her if she needs you to bring anything. Have you got everything you need for your party? Do you need more order forms for people that can't come? Do you need snacks or a bottle of wine? Would you like me to bring anything that you've not thought of? And also another thing to say, is it easy to park outside our house or flats? Is there parking available? Is there a car park? Because sometimes you'll get there and think, oh no, where can I park? Some of them will say, oh, just park on my drive, it's fine. So just check in and say, how easy is it to park there? And can I get into your road okay? Is there any road closures around the area or anything like that? Because the last thing you want to do is be late. And it's just another way of giving her that little bit of an excitement, a little bit of a nudge day before. You can also say to her, don't forget to text everybody to remind them of your party and the time. So that's the 3, 2, 1, 1 coaching. And it's really, it sounds a lot, but this is the time you will build the relationship with your hostess. This is the time you will build that friendship, and this is the time you will get that lifelong customer and that potential. You'll start seeing, like I say, if they go out and do loads of outside orders, you'll start seeing little bits in there now if you think she's going to be your next teamie. So party checklist. This is something really important for your organisation. So what you'd like to do, what I used to do or still do, is have a folder, and I put a checklist of every party into my folder. So I've got a hostess separate page for every hostess, so I can always keep up to date with what I'm doing. So always follow the checklist so you don't miss anything and you're fully organised. This will really impress your hostess. She'll learn how organised. I mean, if someone booked a party and you didn't contact them for 2 weeks, and then 4 days before you say, oh, your party's still going ahead, they're going to say, well, actually, no, I forgot, because they've not spoke to you, that you've not got that excitement, they're not excited about the party, so you've not built that relationship, so they're just going to say, well, actually, no, because they've not got that excitement to do it for you. So a checklist version here, so again, it's on partytraining.elitebeauties.com. And it just goes through everything, like the name, address. Make sure you've always got the address and everything right. Email's great, so it's great for you to follow up after. Date, time, party type, so you can put in there makeover or play or makeup play. And on the next section you'll see. So your first call would be 3, so 3 weeks before when the host at the moment. You can get your notes on the side there for anything that she says she might need, or any questions or things you might need to remember for the party, so put them in the notes. Second call is your 2 weeks before. This is your guest invitations and everything like that, and checking in. Third call is the 1 week before. your pre-party call, so that's the day before. Okay, make sure if you said you're going to give her a hostess gift, make sure you've always got it ready. It's best to have it ready for a party. The reason behind that is her guests are going to go, oh, what she got for free, and they'll book it. The lady that I gave a free mascara to last week, I got 3 party bookings from that party because they saw how much she got. And if they see she's getting all of that, they want it too. So try and make a big deal out of it if you can, if you're in a position to do so. And then at the bottom, you've got, this is for you afterwards. So this is a great way for you to keep up to date with what you're doing from your party. So your summary. So how many outside orders did she get? This, how many party orders? How much did you get there? How many bookings did you get from it? How many recruit leads? So how many people you got leads from being total orders, and how much PRS you got from that party. This is a really good thing to keep a diary of as well, because you could think you could have a 400 party this week, and in 6 weeks' time you might only have a £120 party. And you could look back and think, right, what did I do different at this party to what I did at this party, and compare the two and see what you did different. And it's a really good way of keeping track of your parties. So a recap on reasons to hostess coach. To get to know your hostess, get her excited about her party, be excited with her. Know why she's hosting the party. This is a real big thing. And she knows exactly what she has to do for her party to be a success, which will be in a hostess letter as well, which we'll see in a moment. Also, from doing the hostess coaching, you'll have more sales, which means more commission for you, more hostess rewards for your hostess, which is the point, right? And possible future customers, friends. I say possible, that's if you hostess coach to perfection, that's probably pretty on. It's not possible. So this is your hostess pack, and this is what you would want to send. If you're doing a face-to-face, you'll take it with them and go through it. And you'd send it and go through this with them on the second call. So you'd want a hostess letter. Again, we've got a version available on the partytraining.theelitebeauties.com. Or you can take this as a sample and make your own. Make it look pretty and well laid out and good printed, so it's readable. Catalogue, and or a flyer with the link to the online catalogue, depends how you do things. Order forms, so these order forms you need to stress to her as well. These order forms, people who can't attend the party, she doesn't need to keep hold of them for the party because you'll be bringing order forms with you. So these are for people who can't attend. Same as the catalogue and the link to the catalogue as well. Hostess rewards flyer. If you haven't got one, you can make one up. So what she would be getting from her party and what she needs to get for her freebies and half price. List. So you can get these online, Pinterest, there's lots around. Just put that in there and she can write out a guest list and then send it to you when you're doing your hostess coaching. Hostess wish list. So this is stuff that she would really like from the catalogue after looking through. So you know what you're aiming for. And also, if she doesn't manage to get all of these free, you could say to her, well, we could have an online party in a few weeks or book another home party for a couple of months' time and we can work on getting those as well. Hostess games. So this is entirely optional. You can do a hostess game. They do hostess bingo. They do scavenger hunt. They do tic-tac-toe. There's lots of things. If you go on Pinterest and type in hostess game, there's lots on there, and you can put it into her pack. And it's the scavenger hunt is like have someone at your party with 3 children, have a nurse at your party, have a teacher, have someone with red hair, and it just gets that guest list up into our party. Tic-tac is something like get £100 hostess orders, get a party booking before I get there, have everybody attend, have your party on the original date, and things like that. Again, if you go on Pinterest, you'll find lots of hostess games. If she does complete the game, make sure there's a prize in it for her. And samples, and this is optional, but if she is going to be going with her order forms in the catalogue collecting outside orders, it would be good for her to just have a few samples for, if she say she works, she could take them into her work, people can try it, and it makes it easier for her to get those outside orders for you. So here's a sample of a letter. So it just explains to her what the party will entail, what she needs to do, and how to have a successful home party. So you can use this one or you can make your own, but just make sure it's in clear print, it's a little bit pretty, and it's appealing, and make sure sometimes you have to sort of remind them, get some people to get that. This is why you need a hostess coach again, because some people will just get it and throw it to the side. So you need to make sure that she's going through it, reading it, and knowing every bit of that hostess pack, and you'll go through it with her several times throughout your hostess coaching. So now that's all the planning done and your hostess coaching, it's now time to party and for the real fun to begin. So, pre-party checklist. So this is before you even get to the party. So the day is the daytime of the party. So make sure you are organised. Have everything ready before you get to the party. So your pens, order forms, catalogues, samples, and you throw away things that make so they can use their makeup. I will tell you, my first home party I did with Younique, I wasn't organised. I didn't really know what I was doing. I left a load of things at home and I was just not organised at all. I forgot my order forms, I forgot my catalogues, I had them writing on little bits of paper, and that was probably the worst sales party that I've ever done. So organisation is a big, big thing when it comes to parties. So you have a map, make sure you know where you're going, have a look at it before, have a look at the route, and just make sure you know exactly where you're going. Do not get lost. If you get lost, you'll be late. Tell a friend, family member, or your upline where your party is, just in case you do get lost. Say you got lost and you run out of battery on your phone and no one would know where you are, so we would know the route that you would take, especially if you've got a partner or something. Let them know, so they would know whereabouts to look if you did get lost or break down. Get to the party 15 to 20 minutes early. Set up and chat with the hostess. Do not be late and do not set up in front of your guests. It's easier if you can get set up before the party starts. It's all done, it's organised, and you're stood ready waiting for them when they all walk into the room. Dress to impress, dress for work, no tracksuits or jeans. Remember that people buy from people, okay? They buy from you. Anyone can walk into that room with the products, but they will buy from you. So wear a nice perfume, and a really good tip that I was told a few years back, look and smell expensive. That's also another way of making the opportunity. It would make people think, well, I would like to do that. If you look and smell expensive, they will be drawn to you and your business and the opportunity. So just a little thought for the future. Obviously, we sell makeup, so your makeup needs to be done and as perfect as possible when you get there. You're the product shop window, so make it a good display. That's how you need to see yourself. You are the shop window of all the products of your business, everything. You are the shop window. So that's the pre-party checklist. Make sure you're there on time. Don't turn up all flustered and out of breath and hurrying and rushing. It'll make the whole party go that way. So your party schedule. So this is, obviously it's not going to always go this way. Things will sort of come in and out of the party to make it go out of time. So don't think, oh, it's this time now, I must rush on. But this is just a general party schedule for a normal party. So I get to my parties at about 7:15. Arrive, set up, have a chat with the hostess. If there's already guests sort of there, give them a catalogue, have a little chat as you're setting up. Your display needs to be really eye-catching and pretty. So a nice tablecloth, doesn't have to be anything expensive, just a nice black or purple tablecloth. You can get like the bits of glitter and stuff, but be mindful of the hostess's house and the mess. Sorry, my next door neighbour's dog's going nuts outside, so I do apologise. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Yeah, be careful with glitter and things for the mess. Just make sure that it's pretty on the table. And you can have music playing through your phone quietly in the background, maybe some sort of soothing music just playing quietly behind to get the guests mellowed out for the party. I also have a few display boards up, so I'll have 2 on the opportunity and I'll have one on booking a party. It says something along the lines like, why go out and shop? I'll bring the shop to you. And then what I'll do is have a separate display in the of my favourite collection, which is at the moment is the Cloud9 collection. I'll have all the products there. I'm stood up in an eye capture display again, and I'll have a picture of the Cloud9 collection behind it. And that's the one that I always focus on throughout the party as well, and let them know the savings that they will be getting on that. Good thing with, sorry, just cutting in again, a good thing as well with opportunity, if you're really want more teamies and recruiting, another thing I was taught a few years ago is to have 3 posters printed off, same poster 3 times over, put one on the hostess's front door, one on your display, and one on their bathroom floor. Door, sorry, not floor. So then as the guests arrive, they will be seeing it as they come through the door. They will be seeing it once they get into the room and see your display. And they'll be seeing it again when they go to the toilet, how many times that might be. So it's always catching their eye. It would get them intrigued. If they missed it at the front door, they'll see it in the toilet. If they've missed it on the display, they'll see it in the toilet. If they missed it in the toilet, they'll see it on the display. And it's just a great way of keeping reminding them of the opportunity throughout. If it's more party bookings you want, you could do the same, but with the party booking poster, or if it's more sales you want, you could do the same, but with the collections poster. It's up to you. So 7:30, party starts on your introduction. So introduce yourself. Don't forget yourself as well. Remember, this is your business. You can talk about Younique, but remember to say about yourself, how long you've been doing it, why you do it. Go and tell a little bit about that. Not too much, just enough to sort of let them know who you are and get to know you a bit. So again, don't go overboard. You don't need to go into the entire history of the business. You don't need to get, they'll stop listening. They will if you start saying when it was formed. You know, you could say why it was formed if you know the reason why it was formed. That's quite a good little story that I like to tell. But just don't go into everything. I do always mention the Younique Foundation because I love to let people know that. A lot of people know that their purchases do raise money towards the Younique Foundation. So I will let them know right at the beginning that any purchases they make that night will go towards the foundation and what the foundation does. Okay, then go on to explain how payment will be taken. Everybody does this different. Some people take card payments. Don't forget, you can say to them you can pay by card if your orders are over £75 because it's free postage now. They can have it sent direct to them. So that's a really good way of saying it. You can only use your card if you're placing over £75 worth. Otherwise, it's cash or PayPal. It's personal preference if you want to take cheque. Me personally, I don't because it takes 5 days to clear and then it might bounce. So I don't do checks, but that's entirely up to you. Make sure you go over the hostess rewards and personally thank the hostess for being there. So thank her for having you there tonight and let her know what she will be getting from having her party. Make sure the guests hear what she will be getting. Again, you're planting that seed in their head and they'll think, well, I want that too. And you can add a little bit about the opportunity as well. Again, not too much because they'll think you're there trying to push them into it. But you can say something like, actually, I am recruiting at the moment. If anyone is interested, feel free to talk to me throughout the evening and I can talk to you as well later. Pick the little box on your order form if you're interested and we can talk either when I'm taking your order or I can give you a call after the party. As simple as that. So 7:45, you can play a game. That again, you can go on Pinterest and find all sorts of games. There's loads of games about for home parties. My favourite one is, because there is a hidden agenda to this one, is the Lash Lady game. So you get all your guests to get their phone out and they would put your number in, so you can have your phone number written down on a big bit of paper, hold it up in front of them and say, add my number into your phone book under the Lash Lady. Okay, so once they've all done that, they now all have your phone number. They all know when they need their next mascara, they've got your number on their phone. And also if they're scrolling through their phone and they see it, it'll give them a little reminder as well. So the game part of it is they then have to phone you. So they all phone you, they'll all be in a rush to phone you. The first person that gets through will win. And they'll win a little prize, and that's up to you what you want to do for prizes, it's fine. It's another good way of them having your number, and the person you've got through to as well, you've got their number. So that takes about 15 minutes by the time they've all stopped laughing and got over the game. About 8 o'clock, This is when you would, if you're doing a makeover, you'd get the hostess to come up and sit on the chair and you'd start doing their makeover. If you are doing a makeover, I'd focus on 3 products mainly, 3 to 4 products, and really focus on those, on whatever she's chosen to be doing. So if it's contouring, you do the contouring kit. If it's the eyes, you would have the palettes. So just have a few, because if you go through the whole lot, everyone will get a little bit bored and they will think, well, I want that, but I can't afford that, and then they'll end up not buying anything. So just keep it to 3, maximum of 4 products that you're using. Or if you are using more, only really talk about 3. So really focus on 3 and let them know. And don't forget to stress to tell them that all of our products are natural. Okay? So, or the samples, and that's what I was saying earlier about letting them, I'll just go, okay, let's go play makeup. And then they'll go and play their makeup. So give out your order forms to the guests before they do that as well. So once they're looking at the products or once you're doing the makeover, they'll say, oh, I like that. And you can actually say to them, if you're seeing anything up there that you would like, write it on your order form, and then you've got everything that you like, and then you can sort of choose from that list which ones you want. And it's very rare that people they don't like crossing anything out of their order form unless they really, really can't afford it, which is fair enough. But they might write 6 items on that order form and they won't want to cross any out. So you could get them to use the order form as their wish list and then cross out any at the end that they can't maybe afford, or just keep the ones that they do want. You could also put a little game on the order form as well. Another thing that I've learned, so anyone who goes 4 rows down or below on their order form, so if they fill out 4 lines on their order form, they can get an extra little gift as well. Entirely up to you. It's just another little incentive for them to fill up more on their order form. Okay, so yeah, they will be playing with the samples. And again, like I say, I sort of I listen out to people with any queries or questions, or just listening to their chit chat and hearing what they're saying. And then I know if to jump in, say if someone says, well, I don't know how to use those eyebrow pencils, you can sort of jump in and say, here you go, let me show you. And if they've seen it done, how easy it is, and see it on them, majority of the time. So that takes about 3/4 of an hour by the time they've all stopped playing. A good one to do on that one as well, sorry, going back, is I will put the precision pencils. I will get a lip liner and an eyeliner, and I'll draw a line of each on their hands, and I'll say, right, just leave that there. Don't touch it, leave it there. And another thing, and then at the end of the party, you'll get them to try and wipe it off, and they'll see how long lasting it is. And another thing to get them to try when they're doing their samples is the lip gloss, the lip stains, because they'll see how they don't come off straight away, and usually at the end of the party, they've still got them on. I do this at every one of my parties, and I always shout lip stains. So you just get them to choose their colour, make sure you've always got the throwaways, get them to put some on in the colour that they like, and then they'll see by the time they start to write their orders down, it's still on, it hasn't budged, and the majority of the time they will want the lip stains. So once it's time to take orders, you need to sit down with each guest one by one, really, and take their orders and go through it with them. It's more of a personal shopping experience. And you can answer their questions on an individual basis rather than them all shouting questions at you all at once. It's easier just to sit down with them one by one, do that, go over their payment details, tell them what they could be getting for free, or do it upselling to the collections. I mean, if someone's bought the foundation, the concealer and mascara, I would then go on saying, well, do you know, if you bought the Cloud9, you can save £46, which would work out that actually you get all of those products that it works out, you get the mascara, the concealer and your makeup bag free. That's just a typical version of upselling. If you need some more information on upselling, Sherry Brown does an amazing video. I think it's called The Upsell Hotel. So watch that. It's just fine if they've got products on there, trying to find something to add on top that would go well with their product. Okay? And 9:15, I will do a free raffle. So this is pulling the raffle. So you're thinking, free raffle? What? I'll go over that in a bit more detail in a moment. But talking of raffles, a lot of people do raffles. The problem with them is we've heard a lot that they are actually illegal. I don't own a gambling license. I don't want to get in trouble. And enough with raffles. I don't like taking money off of people. Some people pay £5 for a strip and then they don't win anything. So they've lost a £5. And also that £5 could have gone towards their order. So I'd rather have them put that money onto their order form and order something for them rather than give me £5 for my raffle. They've lost a £5 and I'm putting a £5 into something that I probably got half price. So me personally, I prefer the free raffle. So I will go over to that in a moment. So at 9:30 is the party close. Let everyone know what the hostess has got for hosting her party. So it all up, work out the party rewards and let her know what she's got free, what she's got half price, everything that she's got. Make sure the guests hear what she's got for hosting the party, and then you would say something along the lines like, our lovely hostess this evening has got £75 in wine cash free, 2 half price items, and now I'm taking bookings. Who would like to also these freebies? Something along those lines. And like I say, I got 3 party bookings on my last party from doing that. Make sure you thank everybody. Again, thank the hostess for letting you into their home tonight and having an amazing evening.
I'm sorry about that. My battery died on my laptop, so I'm going to have to merge the 2 videos. Right, so we was at the end of the party. Can't remember where I was. Yes, so make sure you thank the hostess again for letting you into her home, and thank all the guests for a brilliant evening as well. Hopefully you would have had fun. Also give them details about how long their orders will take to arrive, when they'll be expected, and that you'll keep them up to date with orders and tracking numbers. So more information on the free raffle. Hosting a free raffle throughout your party is a great way to get more from your party. So since I've been doing these free raffles, I have had more from the parties, or in many ways, so sales, more bookings and potential recruits as well. So I've got an example of my free raffle, and you'll see that there's numbers in the brackets, and that's how many tickets or strips they would get for each box that they do. So at the end of the party as well, I know this might sound a bit cheeky, but I have a couple of guests rip up the tickets for me and put them in the box whilst I'm taking orders. Just makes it a bit quicker at the end of the party. They're involved and I give them extra tickets for helping as well. This is my example. So I say they can win a half price mascara or a free lip gloss. Majority of the time they will choose the free lip gloss. You can do this to however you want to do it. So it depends how much wide cash and half prices you've got. Excuse the dog, sorry. Yeah, so you could do this for whatever you feel like you want to do it, really. So some examples. So, oh, I've missed the A there, look. So add me as a friend on Facebook would be 1 strip. Ask me about my business would be 3. Like my fan page can be 1. Place a £75 order or greater when they get free postage as well, that's 2. Buy the mascara is 1. Book a home party is 2. Play the Lash Lady game, or that could be win the Lash Lady game for 1. Be at the party. And the reason I've done this one in capitals is it means that every single person, you could do this separate ways. You could put a raffle ticket and staple it to their invites when you put it in their hostess pack, so they get it's more likely for them to turn up at the party as well, because they know they could win a prize just by coming with their invitation. It's a ticket just for them being there. And also another way, if you just do it when they walk into the room, once they have 1 strip of tickets or 1 ticket, they always want more. So they'll have that 1 and they'll start seeing people around them having 3, 4, 5. They'll want more. So it's just a way of them trying to get more, and then obviously you'd get more from this box. So to try the product, so this could be on a display table when you've got your samples out. If they try it, it's another 2 strips, because usually if they try, they will buy. Buy any collection is 3 strips. Book an online party with you is 2 strips. Join Younique tonight is 5 strips. Buy the Cloud9 collection would be another 3 strips. Get an order from a friend who's not in attendance, so they could put it up on their Facebook wall whilst you're there. You could turn that into a bit of a game if you wanted to. That could be 2 more strips. Buy a lip stain, 1 strip. Place a £100 order or greater, again free postage, 2 strips. Or I would do that as free actually, I'm going to change that. Share one of your videos, so they could go onto your page and share one of your videos or posts, 1 strip. Join your VIP group, 1. Share one of your page posts, 1, and refer a friend to join us 2. These are just purely example. So you could swip and swap this as often as you like. So if you wanted more sales, you could put more sales ones on there. If you wanted more recruits, you could put more recruits ones in there. Just make it completely personal to you and what you would need from the party, and change it up a bit on there. But this really does work to get you more from the party. As I say, they'll be having their free strip of tickets just for being at the party that night. They're going to want more. And then someone might buy the mascara and the concealer. The next person to them the person sat next to them has just bought the Cloud 9 collection. They've had one strip for buying a mascara. The person next to them's just got 6 for buying the collection and Cloud 9 collection. So sometimes it can turn into a bit of competition as well. So it's a really great way of just making more out of your party. So that's the free raffle. And if you need any more information on the free raffle, feel free just to give me a shout and I can go over it a bit more with you, because I do think this is a really, really good way to grow your actual business at a party. So we're getting to the end now. So my top tips for a home party. Firstly, be confident and always smile. So when you're at that party, stand at the front. Don't be confident. Obviously, don't be arrogant. There's a fine line there, but be confident, smiley, happy. And you can say to them, even if you've just started, don't feel scared to say, I've just started doing home parties. Thank you so much for letting me not practice. You don't really want to say practice, but being my first guest at one of my first parties. Please bear with me if I don't know the answers to all your questions. I will find them out by the end of the night. And if they do ask you something you don't know, just get on to someone in your team, the groups, your upline, get on to somebody who will know. I always have 2 of my Y sisters who we share our business with, really. We help each other with everything. Sarah and Tracy love them. I had them on my messenger ready for me that night, and they said, don't panic. Anything happens, just give us a message and we'll find it out. So it's good to say to somebody before, if you're close to a Y sister or your upline, I've got a party tonight. Are you sort of around? So if I do get stuck, can I just message you with a question and you can find it out for me? It's a really, really good way to do it if you don't know all the answers to the questions. So just something to keep in mind. But confidence, smile, even if you're not feeling 100% confident, give them that smile. And once you start getting into the party, you will feel more confident. And the more parties you get, the confidence will just grow naturally. But just give them that little bit of confidence and they'll be with you as well. Host your free raffle. That's one of my biggest tips for home parties. As I say, you get quite a lot from those, and it helps that you get your future bookings as well. Bookings is a really popular one, because if you go to a party and you've done that party, if you book one party from that party, you've replaced it. If you get 2 party bookings from that party, you've replaced the one that you've done and you've got an extra one. So you can really push on bookings on your free raffle as well. Contact the hostess. I always do this one. So contact the hostess and the guests straight after the party. Just thanking them, say you had a fantastic night, brilliant to meet them, had so much fun. Thank you for them for making me feel so welcome. I always do a Facebook status as well, and if they've taken photos at the party, I ask them to tag me in it. If they haven't tagged me, I'll just tag myself, so other people on Facebook have seen that I've had a brilliant party as well. And I try to get them to take selfies throughout the party with their makeup done and everything as well. So do a little status as soon as you get home. Thank you so much for having me tonight. I had a brilliant, brilliant party. Well done to the hostess for getting all of these freebies, and you can list what they got. And then what that does as well is it'll get friends of theirs, make sure you tag them. It'll get friends of theirs interested in how have they just got all of these free products, I want some. And it'll also, people that you've already got on your Facebook list, I want that as well. People love freebies. So if they see how much your hostess got free tonight, they're likely to be watching. There's people watching. Always remember there are people watching what you're doing. So always put on there what the hostess got. Thank them for a fantastic night. Had a brilliant night. Met some lovely ladies. And give them a personal message as well if you could, especially the hostess. As I said before, dress and smell expensive. So if you turn up and your hair's not brushed, and this is going to sound bad, but you haven't had a bath, or you went to the gym before you went, if you turn up smelly, people aren't going to sort of come to you with questions. Always dress smart. I mean, I don't mean go in a full work suit, but just something nice. Have your makeup on the point, as I say now, and wear a really nice perfume. And again, be on time, never be late, not rushed. Turn up so you're cool, calm, collected. You know what you're doing. You're setting it up. If you start being all rushed and hectic, the guests are more likely to follow you into that, and the whole night will end up being rushed and hectic. This is a really big one. So, as I said when I was saying about the schedule for the party, not all parties are going to go that way. It's not going to go to that schedule spot on every time you do a party. That is just an average way of sort of thinking this is the way it can go in that order. But some people are quite quiet. You might go to one party and they're really, really quiet, and that would sort of go really quite quick and to schedule. And then you might go to your next party and they're a really rowdy bunch of girls, and they're the sort of parties that I love going to because I'll get involved with them. I'll be chatting to them. I don't butt in. I'm not saying I'm going to be rude and butt into their conversations, but if they're sort of chatting as a group, I'll chat as well. I'll sort of have a bit of a laugh with them and talk to them, so that you can remember you are a person. You're at that party. Usually at the end of the party, they usually ask me to stay and get a taxi home because they want me to have a drink with them, or they'll invite. I got invited on a hen night last week. Really get involved and make friends with these people, build relationships with them. These are all your future customers and recruits, remember. So build those relationships, go with the flow. And also another big point with that is if you do have the rowdy party, I did Ann Summers for 5 years, so I know how rowdy a party can get. Be confident enough to sort of bring the party back down again, so back down to your level. If they've all sort of gone off on a tangent, make sure you say to them at the beginning there will be a break halfway through if anyone wants a fag break or a drink, or do that halfway through, so you don't want to break your party up. You don't want 4 people out making a drink, 2 people out smoking, 1 in the toilet, and then you're sat with 2 people in the front room. Make sure you always say to them there's going to be a break halfway through for you to have your refills and everything. And then if they do start getting it, it's usually the second half of the party, they'll all sort of start chatting and getting involved in their own conversation. And what I usually say is, right then, ladies, come back to me. I need to get this party done. Let's get to the next section. I do have children to go home to tonight. And then that usually brings them back in. So be confident enough to say that to them. Don't sort of let them overpower you as the presenter. Make sure you can sort of say it in a jokey way. Don't get really strict. Don't go all school teacher on them, but make a bit of a joke out of it. I do have children to get home to tonight, people, or my husband will be waiting for me at some point tonight. Make a bit of a joke for them, but really go with the flow of the party. Have a laugh with them, have fun with them, and get involved in it. The more you chat to them, be involved in them, the more they'll feel attached to you as their presenter, and they'll come and talk to you. And talk. Even some people, I had a message say, sorry, I couldn't afford to buy anything tonight, but I will be buying something from you next week when I get paid. They'll feel confident enough to sort of message you after, accept your friend request on Facebook, really have fun with them. And another, going on the other side of that, is if you do go to a quiet party, don't go in there all sort of guns blazing, because some people are just naturally quiet. That will be a group of people that you will get that sometimes. Don't go in there really loud and hectic if they're quite quiet people. Always try and match their level of excitement, their level of noise, their level of fun. Always try and match it. I mean, obviously, if it is a really, really quiet and timid party, and you can see that they are quite shy, maybe it's their first party, try and bring them out a little bit. So what I usually say is match +1. So match their mood and then just up it by 1. So if they are quite timid, just sort of match them on that. Don't go in all hectic, but bring it up a little bit. So make them feel comfortable enough that they can sort of come out of themselves a little bit and have a little bit of fun. But don't sort of go way out overboard, and then they might, really timid person, shy person, might get a bit sort of scared away by that. So just really suss them out when you go in there, and you'll usually by halfway through the party they would have all sort of come out of themselves, and you'll be talking to them in the way that would match that group of people. So this is another one that I've always done. A lot of parties, they will have a glass of wine or 2. And some of my parties, I will say, I wouldn't recommend it, because what people say is this is a job, not a party. Some of my parties have gone on to 10, 11 o'clock at night. And if some people have had a few drinks, and if they live just up the road, or if I'm going their way and they're just about to order a taxi, I'll say, I'll tell you what, save some pennies, do you want me to give you a lift? And then I gave people a lift a lot of times. I've even taken a few of my girls to the pub after a party, but this is entirely up to you. I just think it's another way of sort of building that relationship with them. They can trust you a little bit more, and the majority of the time they'll message you the next day and say, thanks for that lift last night, I really appreciate it. So it's just showing that you care about these people as well. It's not sort of in there, sale, take their money, see you later, bye. Really care about them, offering that lift to save the money on their taxi and everything. And that's something that they will remember about you. And again, as you would with any sort of anything, whether it was an online sale, website sale, party, online party, always follow up. Follow up is the key. We always need to follow up with these people, because otherwise they might buy something and then forget about you and then go and buy from someone else when they need the next one. So again, you could use, I have got another training on when to follow up and how. So feel free to ask me about that. But always follow up with the hostess and guests. Don't forget your guests. Always follow up with them as well. So put it in. If I've actually got a spreadsheet that I use and a system for my follow up. So if they buy, I have a reminder of when to follow up with them and ask them how they did. If they bought the mascara, how did you get on with the mascara? Sometimes they'll say, I ain't really getting on with it. I had one like it last week. I can't really get along with it. And I'm like, oh, right. Could you tell me why? What's the problem? And she told me the problem, and I fixed it for her. So now she's happy with her mascara. I don't want to sell people. I say this at parties as well. I do not want to sell you something that you will not need or you will not use. I want them to buy something at that party or whenever people buy from me that they will use, that they're going to enjoy, that they're going to love. Not something that's going to go in a drawer and just being thrown away in 2 years' time and they have a clear out. It needs to be something that they need, that they love, that they want. So if they're having a problem with it, like the foundation, for instance, if they're saying, oh, it's just caking on, say to them, you're using too much. You literally need 3 to 4 drops. And the majority of the time, that will fix the issue. If their eyelashes are clumping, you're using too much gel. It's just finding, if they do have a problem, fixing their problem. You need to look after your customers and your hostess, guest customers, even your team, anyone who's having problems, find out what their problem is and fix it if you can. So always follow up. If they're happy, say that's great. Do you mind if I add you to my VIP group so you can see our other products, or are you interested in seeing my other products? And then you can follow it on, and don't forget, you've already built your relationship with these people. You've met them all, you've spoken to them all, they already know you. They know you probably more than you know them. You've been stood up in front of them for that whole evening. So don't be scared to talk to them. If they've got a problem, fix it. If they're happy, follow on from that. Okay. Also, a good one with the mascara. If they're happy, say, great. Could you do me a before and after picture? Could you do me a picture of one eye done and do me a review and pop it on my wall? Tag them and you. All your friends see it, all their friends do it. That's how I started this business. My first 10 customers, I got them all to do one eye done, one eye not done, and a review. Put it on my wall, tag them, tagged me. Referrals were coming in from all over the place. So always be mindful about the people that they know as well. And the last part is just remember, have fun. They've booked this party majority of the time to have fun. They want to have fun with their friends. They're having people down. They've been at work all day. They've been at work all week. They want to wind down. They want to have fun. Have fun with them. As I said, get into the flow of the party. Enjoy the time there. See it as a thing for, obviously you are at work, so be mindful that you've got to be professional, but have fun with it as well. And they'll get involved with that. If you're being fun, they'll be fun with you, if that makes sense. But always have fun with your party. Don't get too scared. Nerves are normal. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Go and have fun. Nerves are normal. If you don't have nerves before your party, you're not normal. So nerves are absolutely fine, but please just have fun with the party. And if you follow most of these, then you'll have a successful party. Don't forget, the biggest thing is the hostess coaching. If you do that, then your party will run to perfection. Okay, so I'm going to go and crop and mend these videos now because there was a gap between, and then I'll put them on. Any questions, feel free just to message me or put in the comments, and I'll gladly help. So I hope this has helped, and let me know if you follow any of this, and if it works at your parties, let me know. Get in contact, and let me know what's worked, why it worked, if you enjoyed it, if you didn't enjoy it, and yeah, let me know. And have fun. Thanks for listening, everybody. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.